The purpose of data collection is broadly to explore a wide number and variety of issues. Once these issues have been analyzed, they will point the way forward. As part of this broad exploration process, the project team will need to collect information that identifies community needs in the potential intervention areas. However, the data should not be limited to examining issues related to community needs. Other topics to explore should include the existing strengths within the community, an examination of stakeholders, and a discovery of priorities. Data are often collected using a powerful technique called triangulation, that is validating data through cross-verification from more than two sources. Using only one data collection method can easily give a false sense of confidence. Two data sources may show opposite or clashing results. By using three methods, triangulation, the hope is that the results of at least two of the three will reinforce each other. On the other hand, if three conflicting answers are produced, the data collection may need to be done differently. Triangulation, if done correctly, can increase the credibility and the validity of information. Choose the correct answer to this question. Why would you need triangulation? A, data can vary based on who is consulted. B, data collected during this phase is often subjective. C, different methods of data collection may yield different results. Or D, all of the above. The correct answer is D, all of the above. Information that is collected will be subjective, very dependent on who is consulted. And as we'll talk about in the coming slides, different methods are intended for specific types of data collection objectives. One way to triangulate is to use an approach introduced by Jonathan Bradshaw. He believed that needs assessment should be explored using four categories: felt, expressed, comparative, and normative needs. Felt needs focus on the thoughts and dreams of people in the community. Expressed needs are observations of a community's action. A comparative need comes about by looking at the situation of others. And normative needs involve experts using professional standards applied to that situation. Using the Delta River case study as an example, here are categories of social needs based upon Bradshaw's framework. Mothers complain about living in messy surroundings and a sickly environment. Those are felt needs. Some development workers noticed that some latrines are being constructed in one area of the community. That is an expressed need. When going to the fish market, members of the fishing cooperative noticed that a neighboring community had more fish than them. That is a comparative need. A local doctor wants the community to improve hygiene by connecting to a sewer system. That is an example of normative need. The major source of confusion for most people will be making the distinction between felt and expressed needs. Remember that felt needs are at the most basic level and usually involve feelings, thoughts, and ideas that come from the people who are experiencing the problem. Expressed needs are the next level up. They involve some type of response that has to be made or an action that has to be taken in response to a felt need. Another example might help. People often complain about feeling hungry and not having enough food. Those are describing felt needs. These same people may have a desire to improve their farming so that they can produce more food. Those are expressed needs. Be aware, however, that data collection involves more than just defining needs. There are a number of other types of data that need to be collected, including inputs from a wider spectrum of stakeholders. Using an asset-based approach, community strengths, opportunities, vision, successes, capacities, all of these should be investigated. Also, don't forget the importance of the physical environment, networks, physical infrastructures, institutions, and culture. Remember, you're trying to get a complete photograph or picture of the current state of affairs. Please answer this question as best you can. Brainstorm quickly. What tools can be used for collection of data for needs assessment? Draw from your own experience. The three groupings or categories of tools are secondary data, primary qualitative data, and primary quantitative data. Care should be used to select the most appropriate and cost-effective tools in order to have the best approach for data collection. Conventional wisdom may sometimes indicate that some data collection approaches are better than others. For example, primary data is often perceived as preferable to secondary data. However, in practice, it's clear that there is a place for multiple data sources and mixed methods in almost every data assessment process. While primary data collection can be specifically targeted to the precise needs of a proposed project, collecting primary data can also take a lot of time and money and involve a lot of people. For this reason, many organizations recommend that the first round of assessment should rely on secondary data and that subsequent rounds should use primary data collection approaches to fill in the gaps that were not covered by the secondary data. A combination of secondary and primary methods, including both quantitative and qualitative tools, should be used in the data collection processes because they can provide a more comprehensive and integrated picture for the background of decision making. And in the end, it's all about making decisions in this stage. Finally, someone needs to ask, how will this data be used? If there is not a good answer to that question, then you might need to stop right there because time and resources shouldn't be wasted in useless exercises. International development organizations prefer to use mixed data collection methods, both quantitative and qualitative. Now, some people say that qualitative is less rigorous than quantitative. That's really not true. Qualitative methods are especially valuable in revealing insights into reasons behind trends that have been identified through secondary and quantitative approaches. Now, the strengths of quantitative data are scalability, objectivity, and standardization, especially useful for processing results from a large number of subjects so that the results can be generalized to a larger population. Quantitative, on the other hand, can miss the depth and rich contextual information that you'll get in qualitative. And the methods that are used normally involve a questionnaire or a test. Qualitative approaches capture the detail of people's individual experiences, encouraging people to expand on their responses in ways that provide detailed insights. It's difficult to generalize qualitative data because of its subjectivity and its non-standardized format. Open-ended narrative is the typical format for qualitative data.